Hi guys, I missed you guys so much. I know I have been making a lot of videos lately, but I have been super busy. But I just want to come on here and let you guys know that I really do appreciate all of you who have subscribed and who just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and thinking that I really do have something worth to say. But while I'm here, I do have something to share with you guys. There is one question I do want to answer that I know I'm not even going to answer in the comment section, so I'm going to answer it now. Someone has been asking about shoes. What are the best shoes to wear? The best shoes to wear are the best shoes for you. What's comfortable for you? I have bought a pair of nursing shoes and I spent a ton of money. I think I spent almost $100 on those shoes, and those shoes were very uncomfortable. My big toe kept hitting against the tip of the shoe and it just killed my night, and I never wore those shoes again. So the best thing that I can say for you is if you can go to the mall and walk throughout the mall for hours upon hours with tons of bags in your hands and your feet are okay, that is the shoe that you are to wear. Wear something that's comfortable. What I'm noticing on the floor at work is that people don't really wear nursing shoes. They wear sneakers because it's very comfortable. Some people wear clogs, but you don't see too many of them. And some people wear Crocs. People wear what's comfortable for them. So this is something that you yourself is going to have to figure out. I can't tell you what's the best shoe. The best shoe is what's comfortable for your feet. Make sure that it has some support. Get some insoles if that's going to help. Make sure they're probably like a half size bigger so they won't be squeezing your feet, because as you're on your feet, I don't know how old you are, but I'm old, but as you're on your feet, sometimes, your foot begins to swell and, things like that. So make sure that they're comfortable, make sure they're not tight on your foot and they're not snug, just right. Make sure they're like a little bigger to give your foot some, room so it can, spread out and be comfortable, because you are going to be walking back and forth a whole lot and you're going to be on your feet for, a very long time as an age. So wear what's comfortable for you. Okay. One thing I do want to share with you guys about that has been really on my heart to share with you, but I didn't have any time to share with you about, is during report time, our attitude, our report. We really do have to be mindful of how we're giving report. And I say this because people feed off of our attitudes. They feed off of our vibe. And if you have a frustrated attitude and you're frustrated, and people are feeding off of that. And one thing that I want to talk about, that frustration and that attitude part of us that can come across during report about a patient, is that when it comes to the patient, sometimes the patients are very needy, they're very demanding, they have attitudes, blah, blah, blah. Character is off, they need to mature and develop personally, but that's not our problem. It's not our business. Our problem and our business is to take care of them as a patient, as aides, as professionals in the healthcare industry. We have to rise above that. We're there to take care of the patient. So what I'm trying to say is, during report, let's not, because this is happening a lot, especially where I work. It's a lot of concentration on the attitude of the person. As professionals, we're not supposed to really be concerned about their attitude if the attitude is not putting them in a position where they can hurt us physically. But if they have a stank attitude, or if they're mean and things like that, it's good to know, but let's not dwell on that, because sometimes what I'm noticing, our reports can go on and on and on for about a half an hour about a person, about their attitude, and it quickly turns into gossip and the beating down of that person. We're not there for that. We're not there to judge people. We're not there to talk about people and gossip. We are there to care for them. And in report, try to, if you see someone giving you a report like that and they're starting to go on and on unnecessarily about the patient, about the way they're acting and how needy they are and how many times they ring the call light, kind of in a tactful way, say, okay, all right, we'll deal with that when it comes. It's my shift now. But right now I really want to hear about how to best care for that person? What are they able to do? What do I need to do for them? What didn't you do for them yet that I can do for them to make their, stay here more pleasant? What are their needs? That is the focus of our report. The focus of our report is not about the person and how bad they smell, or how mean they are, and things like that. Who cares? Let that person, the patient is the one who has to live with themselves and deal with that. And we have to also understand is we do kind of care about that because it does affect our care of the person, but that's not our focus, because we have to look at the overall picture. Why are they the way they are? It could be for many reasons. They could be scared. The fear makes people act out in certain ways that we don't understand. They could be depressed. They could be sad. They don't like the situation that they're in. We have to, as professionals, we have to see past what they're, how they're reacting, and be able to respond to them in the professional way. Remember, we can't force people to do anything that they don't want to do. If they don't want you in their room, they ask you to leave, then leave. Let the nurse take care of it. That's one of the good things about being a CNA. You don't really have to put up with a lot. If this is what I do, I don't know about what you do, but if I see a person and they're refusing and they're, have an attitude and things like that, and they just don't want me there, I say, okay, well, it was nice meeting you. Your nurse is going to come in. And I can just put it off on the nurse. Let the nurse take care of it. And this may be a bad thing to do, but I let the nurse take care of it, because we're both responsible for the care. If I can't get through to that patient on one level, maybe the nurse can do it. I don't just dwell on that, because I do have about 15 to 30 people to take care of, opposed to their probably like 5 or 7. So they can have more one-on-one time with them, and I can go, be busy doing something else, helping somebody who wants to be helped. And that is the beauty of teamwork and how we work together. So as an aide, if you feel that there's a lot of resistance and things going on, don't just throw it off on the nurse, immediately. Try to figure out what the problem is, how can, what it is, because sometimes our attitude can kind of calm that person down. It's how you respond to them. If you respond to them in a way that is off-putting, and you're getting an attitude with them, and they see that you're being impatient, they're going to feed off of that, and that's going to make them respond to you negatively even more. But if you're nice and you're pleasant and you act like you care, and they can be able to trust you and say, okay, this is the real issue. I'm having, a procedure tomorrow, and I am scared out of my mind. So that's probably why they're ticked off with everyone, and they're coming out and they're having an attitude, because they're scared. People react differently, so we have to be, empathetic. We have to be compassionate. We have to look past all of that. I don't know. I'm a very spiritual person. I love the Lord. So I know that there is always an underlying reason for the way someone is manifesting themselves. There's something else there. So because I know that, I don't let that bother me. But a lot of people don't know that. They just quickly take it personal and begin to respond in a way that's not professional, and we can't do that. So if you're giving a report, please, if you're one of those people that like to, dwell on how the person is and their attitude and what they did to you that day and this and that, and you just keep going on and on, try to cut that out, because you're not there for that, and you don't want to put that on the next person who's just coming in for their shift, because now what you're doing is influencing that person to turn their behavior around, and it's going to impact the patient negatively, and they're going to go into the room, like, I'm not taking all that from you, and don't, do this, and then they're going to have an attitude with the patient, all because of something you said. And let me tell you something, but I've noticed, people used to give me a report about other people and how bad they were and how they have an attitude, and when I myself go in there without any preconceived thoughts about the patient, because I didn't let that, get into my mind, that person was the nicest person, I have ever met. They didn't even react or respond to me anyway that the other aide told me about. And I noticed that time and time again. I just want to share that with you. Another person's experience, it could be based on a lot of other things that we don't see. It could be that aide's fault, coming in there with an attitude. You never know. And that's how the patient just responded. The patient could have got, a bad treatment from another worker in the hospital, and that ticked them off. Therefore, they're reacting towards you. A lot of things come into play with behavior and attitude. And as professionals and as adults, because we are adults, we have to begin to look outside of ourselves and stop making everything about us, and actually care for the patient on the level that they are. so that they can be treated, because we want them to be treated, because how they are emotionally does affect their health. And we have to take that in consideration. So when we give report, let's not dwell on the negative. Let's just give a report based on the care, how we can care for that person. But if the person's attitude and behavior can harm us in any way, if they're combative, yes, we need to know that information. But when it comes to gossiping and beating down a person's character and talking about them just because they did something to us that we don't like and we took it personal, let's not go there in our report. I just want to share that with you because it's not only happening in the hospital, it did happen to me in the nursing home, and I'm sure it's happening to a lot of you out there. So if you have encountered that, if you are the person who is doing that, let's think twice about how we talk to our co-workers, how we give a report, because that's very important, and how we go on to treat the patient. Okay guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I'll be making another video soon, and any questions, comments, you know where to put them. Talk to you guys later. Bye.